Hey, Brook Scholars. Welcome back to Remote Learning with me, Mr. Scott. How you doing? Guys, the craziest thing happened last night. I went to bed, I woke up, and I had all of this new beautiful hair on my head. Isn't that wild? Nah, you don't believe me, do you? That's right, I'm wearing this particularly awesome wig today because Hat and Accessory Week continues. So get your accessories on. I've got my sunglasses on here, this awesome wig. We're also celebrating in our ABC Countdown to Summer the letters G for Game Day. So hopefully you play lots of really, really cool games today. And then H is Hat Day. So I'm wearing the greatest hat of all, a wig. Now, listen, the only problem with me wearing these sunglasses is that I won't actually be able to read to you this incredible story. I'm really, really excited about it today. So I'm gonna lose the glasses, but I'll keep the wig. How's about that? Okay, so this is a fiction story today, my friends. We are going to have characters. We're going to have a setting. We're going to have a problem, ooh, big problem. We're going to have lots and lots of character feelings. And then, of course, we're going to have our solution at the end. So when we get to run reading this story, we will be retelling, and that retell will include character feelings, because that, my friends, is how you can make sure that you are doing a complete retell. Good readers know that you need to include how the characters are feeling in your retell. Now, why and how can we do that? Well, why is because we need to know what these characters are experiencing in the story. And it's a great way to show how you, the reader, really actually understood all the things that were happening. Now, we know that character feelings are changing constantly during the course of a fiction text, from one page to the next, from one paragraph, sometimes from one sentence to the next, character feelings change. And we can track those character feelings based on what the characters say, what the characters do, and what the characters think. Okay, so let's jump in to today's reading and find out what's going on. I chose this reading for a particular reason. So much of what happens in this story actually happened to me in my life, but I'll tell you more about that after we've read the whole thing. Are you ready? Here we go. The show must go on. Nisha had worked so hard getting ready for the school musical. She'd been a singer in the chorus in 3 musicals since she started elementary school, and she fell in love with singing and acting. After her first musical, she had asked her grandparents to give her money for voice lessons every year for special holidays. She practiced for hours so she could try out for the spring musical, The Sound of Music. She had watched the movie so often that she knew the words to all the songs by heart, so she only had to work on getting the hard notes. On casting day, Nisha was thrilled to see her name posted for the leading part. Practices for the show were also fun. She learned about having an understudy, a person who can step in if a performer can't do the show. Nisha thought this was a great idea, but of course, her understudy would never be needed. She wouldn't miss the show for anything in the world. And besides, her understudy, a new girl named Allie, was so quiet that Nisha couldn't imagine her doing the role of Maria. The day of the show, Nisha woke up excited and she sat up in bed. She felt a little dizzy. She was so hot, but she was shivering too, and her head ached. Mom, she croaked, her mouth dry. I don't feel so good. Her mother took one look at Nisha and went to get the thermometer. Nisha had a very high fever. Nisha, I'm sorry, but I think you may have the flu, her mother told her gently. No, Nisha cried. I'm fine. Miss Barkley likes to say the show must go on, and I can do it. I know I can. Mother patted her on the back and called at the doctor's office. Doctor had the final word. Nisha, you have the flu, she said. I'm so sorry, but there's no way you can perform tonight. It wouldn't be fair to go around other people and make them sick. Besides, I promise that you're not going to feel like performing tonight. Nisha cried all the way home and then cried herself to sleep. When she woke up, her tears turned to anger. It's not fair! She nearly shouted at her parents. I worked so hard for this. This is the worst thing in the world. At the time the play was due to start, Nisha slammed her door to her room and began weeping all over again. The next morning, her best friend Katie called. I'm really sorry you couldn't do the musical, she told her. Everyone missed you and was so sad you were not there. Nisha sighed. Thanks, but I'm sure everything was just fine without me, she said. Allie did a good job, Katie began, but Nisha interrupted her. It's not fair that she got to do my part, she said angrily. Not fair at all. Katie was quiet for a minute or two. Well, I was going to say that she didn't do nearly as well as you would have, she told Nisha. But I think Allie probably has you beat for the worst thing in the world. She told me a secret at recess yesterday, Nisha, and I'm going to tell you so you'll quit being angry. Allie's father got a new job and her family has to move at the end of June. Allie is sad about leaving her school and her friends, Katie continued. She was really sorry that you got the flu and asked me to tell you so. But I think that getting to do the performance last night really made her happy. Nisha's anger began to melt away. It did hurt to miss the performance, but Katie made her see that she had been very upset since yesterday. Thanks for telling me, she said. I'm really sorry about Allie's family moving. Since I won't be back to school on Monday, will you thank her for filling in for me? When she hung up the phone, Nisha looked at her comfortable bed and was thankful. There were plenty of musicals in the world, and she had plenty of time to perform in them. Very good, my friends. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice a retell right now, including all the information about the setting, the characters, the problem, and the solution. Make sure to include those character feelings. So practice that retell right now. Smash the pause button. Retell the story, and then come back to me, and then we'll see if we've got retells that line up together. Pause. Ooh, we're back. Okay. So let's see, where does this story take place? Well, it takes place in a few different places. The setting changes quite a bit. We start off and we're at school, and we meet our main character, Nisha, who loves musicals and wants to be in the new production of Sound of Music. She auditions, and she is delighted, character feeling, she's delighted to get the main role of Maria in The Sound of Music. And she practices and she learns there's such a thing as an understudy, which means there's another person that learns all of the same songs and all of the same movements just in case you can't perform for the performance. Nisha says, oh, well, I won't be needing Allie to step in because there's no way I'm missing this show. And so she works really, really hard. But then the setting changes and we go forward a few days in time and it's the day of the show. And now we're in Nisha's house, excuse me. And then Nisha wakes up and she's not feeling good at all. And she calls for her mother, and her mother thinks that she's got a high fever and has to call the doctor. And Nisha starts to get really upset because she's worried she won't be able to perform because she's not feeling good. And if she did go out, then she might, give her flu to other people. So let's see what happens then. Oh, they go to the doctor's office. The doctor says, you've got the flu and you cannot perform. I'm very sorry. And then Nisha gets angry. She is furious. She is angry and she starts slamming her door and she goes to sleep in tears and is very, very, very disappointed. Now, she wakes up the next morning and her friend calls her. Katie calls her and says, I'm sorry that you missed the show. Allie did her best playing the role of Maria. And Nisha gets really, really angry and says, I should have been doing that part. She stole my part. She was doing my part. And then Katie kind of lets her know a secret that Allie had said. About the fact that Allie was leaving school at the end of June. She was a new kid. She just made new friends in the new school, but she was having to move away. And Katie felt kind of bad. And then Nisha stopped being angry at the situation and at Allie because she realized that it was a really special thing to have Allie perform as Maria in the school play. And so Nisha said to Katie, okay, well, listen, thank you for telling me that. And please let Allie know that I'm glad that she got a chance to perform in the school play. And so her feelings changed at the end of the story. And she wasn't feeling angry anymore. She really was genuinely pleased that Allie had got a chance to perform on stage. So the problem has a resolution. It doesn't really have a solution. Okay, I can't find my sunglasses. Problem. Solution. I find my sunglasses. That's it. Well, that's not really what happened here. This is what's called a resolution. It means the story did come to an end, but the problem didn't get exactly solved. Nisha did end up missing the school play. She did not perform in it, so that wasn't the solution. But the resolution was she felt a little bit better about having to miss her performance because she knew that it was a good thing for her friend Allie. So there's the resolution. Yeah, so this story reminded me so much because I was actually in a Christmas nativity play when I was a little boy. You can imagine, little Mr. Scott. And I was in England, and I was living in a little town, and I was supposed to perform as Joseph. I woke up on the morning of the performance, and I was also sick, just like Nisha was, and I didn't get to perform either. So there you go. That's kind of one of the reasons why I chose this story for us to read. Well done with your retell, my friends. Please make sure that you are retelling all the stories that you're reading, and I hope you're reading books at home, even if you've read them before. What you need to do now, of course, is to answer the multiple choice and short answer questions. Snap a picture of it and then post it on Seesaw. Well done today, my friends. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Go and play some games for G-Day. Hopefully put on some really, really cool hats. I will see you back here again tomorrow. From me, the Ultimate Champion, Mr. Scott. Have a great day, guys. Bye.